get me and
This
drop
call
you a
is being
note.
recorded.
Was about the first time CBS
Conference
BBM came
unlocked.
out. Are you there, Joe?
Yeah, the first time, what came out?
I can't find it on the internet. I can call BBM and get a favor, but I was just wondering if you had that archived.
That's an excellent question. Let me see. I'll take a look.
I have the later CBS. I've done searches. I found one that seemed to be it, but I don't know much about computers, I'm sorry to tell you. But, you know, when the page is just all kinds of codes and numbers instead of what it's supposed to be, it seems to have been, and evidently in that first time out from the CBS BBM people, Grandpa had a few things to say, and I'd love to quote that if it exists.
Okay,
still.
yeah.
And if you haven't sent it along, if you don't, I'll go to my colleagues at BBM and see what they can dig up.
Okay, terrific. Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds
and
good.
at some point I'll be. Might as well ask you one other quick question. I have some questions because there'll be some holes to fill when I get this finally in rough shape. When you did your Kickstarter videos, there was music in the background. Sometimes you'd go to collages of images, and there'd be some nice music playing. I'm very bad on pop. I was just wondering if that's a particular group playing a particular hit that I didn't recognize, or it was just basically stock music. In other words, if I knew it was Jefferson Airplane something or other, or whatever.
No, it definitely was not. It definitely was not famous. It was stock stuff that was kind of free. I can find it, but it was somebody uploaded
it would
the
just
internet.
It was a song. I'm very bad, even though my son is in pop music. I'm very bad at identifying things like that. If I could make a reference that would ring a lot of bells with people while such and such was playing in the background, that helps people visualize it. But if not, I'll just, I guessed it was probably good stock music, but stock music.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Okay, well, I just have a couple more questions for Lily, and I'll set her free.
Okay, she just jumped in the washroom, so give us 1 second, and she'll be right back. How's everything with you?
Oh, it's fine. I had a little bit of a flu bug too, but I overcame it. It's been going through my son's had it, and I get it, and that's the way that works.
Yeah, right, exactly. I didn't catch this one from Lily. Usually I seem to, but not this time.
I remember my first lesson in child raising when our older son was just at daycare age. I called. He had sniffles and had a cold, and so I called him up and said, "I don't think we'll be able to bring Bryant over. He's got the sniffles, and we don't want him to get all the other kids." And the woman sighed and said, "Bring him along on any given day. We have at least 8 or 10 people with the sniffles."
Right. Yeah, that sounds all right. Okay, Lily's back, so I'll let you two go to it. If you got anything more for me, just let me know.
Yeah, well, maybe we can set up a chat, okay?
Sure,
I should have the basic draft done in a week or so with, and then there'll be some holes to fill in with changes you want to make, and that's when the real fun begins.
Okay, terrific. Okay. I'm leaving. I'm going to be gone for a week to China. I'm leaving on Sunday a week from today. So if there's anything you want me to review, that'd be a perfect time so I could do it on the plane and stuff. But if not, I'll
I was aiming, if my schedule holds, to get it to you at the very beginning of that week. So it'll be coming.
Okay. Well, that would be fine. Then I can do it on the flight home. So that'd be fine too.
I mean, and whenever.
Sure.
Okay, I thank you, sir.
All right, thanks. All right.
Hi. Sorry I interrupt. My son called. He's coming by, and wanted to make sure there was no trouble. He forgot that I told him I was out of commission from Going over my queries. Yeah, your father's going to check on that BBM thing.
Yep.
You feel? Do you still ever dip into the Amazon customer reviews? So you're still selling on Amazon.
Yeah, we're still selling on Amazon.
They're all very good reviews. The only bad reviews I saw wasn't the product. It was for the ceramic one, the pack. Because things break. I don't know how they can ship that.
Yeah.
That ceramic thing. But
yeah.
I mean, it must give you a certain satisfaction to see people so pleased.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just saying it must give you some satisfaction, or is it getting a little old now? You've been doing this for a few years now, this particular product. It's bound to.
Well, I mean, no, it still does give me a great satisfaction to know that, I'm helping people, and yeah, it's still something that I really love to hear, that people are enjoying something that I worked very hard on.
Yeah, and it is hard work. The real purpose of this book, to me, the most important purpose is that other young people of any age really, but other people your age can read it and see what can be done if you come up with an idea and work at it, and it's inspirational to the parents too, to show what they can do when they work with their children on an idea and listen to them. Do you have any particular message? As I say, we go down to the wear and tear, and it's months and months. Another interview. Oh no! Here comes another shipment. We got to pack it. Oh, here's, and again and again and again. And that's bound to happen. If somebody reads this book and has an idea and goes to develop it, it's going to happen. That it's not going to be all fun by any means.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have a number of sentiments in the book that that you can do this kind of thing. But anything that people say, a warning: you're going to have times when you just want to go to bed.
Yeah, I feel like, especially because a lot of people in my class, in my school know, and I feel like that's a very common misconception, is that it's all like sunshine and rainbows. It's not all the time. It's not always like that. But it's because you have to work to get that sunshine and rainbows when it does happen. And honestly, the harder you work, or the longer it gets held off, the better it'll feel once you get it. So, yeah.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, that's true too. And it's like anything. I mean, you see someone up on stage in a play and think, whoa, that's pretty cool. You get to go around on stage in a nice costume and people are clapping for you. And, you have to stop and think of all the work that went into putting together that show, the rehearsals.
Yeah.
And people, and nothing happens easily. And it's just just not sunshine and rainbows. I like that.
Not all the time sunshine and rainbows.
But there is
sunshine.
But there are sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, there are.
They do come. You work hard, but it's just not
there
all.
Are. It's just kind of like a matter. What are you willing to do to get that sunshine and rainbows?
Okay.
Like, how far are you willing to go to succeed?
Well, I am going to proceed on trying to get things. Your father's going to China next week after this week, and I hope to have a draft And as I think I've
Yeah.
said to you, there is no such thing as good writing. There's only good rewriting. The fun really begins when you get the. Well, it's like I'll compare the draft I'm going to deliver to your lumpy prototype for the cup. You had it basically; it was there, success. But now you had to smooth it out and tweak the design and figure the colors and fill in the holes. And that's the fun part, and then that's what happens next. But we can do that. Maybe I could email you later in the week to see if I don't know if you're available next Sunday. We may be able to skip it. I may be at the point where we'll come back at it once the draft is in your hands. But maybe let me email you about midweek, and we can communicate on whether to do Sunday. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, I think not. I think you're free. And if you have other plans, go right ahead. Because we can always work as these things go along. But I've got pretty much everything. As I say, I have a lot of holes for, not a lot, but I have holes for dialogue or a little bit here or something I'm not sure. In some cases where the dialogue is just housekeeping, I have not invented dialogue, but put in what I think was said, judging, and you can judge that, see if it's correct, and change it. And your father, and that's the kind of process we'll be undergoing to get it right and get it to be a good read. Because I want it to be something that some other young people can read, and their parents, that will show them what can be done if you just give it a try.
Yeah.
If you say in your words, okay, why not?
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, you have a good evening, and I hope you recuperate well, and I'll talk to you sometime soon.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I've been sitting here all day, I've been sitting in this waiting room.